guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're just going to do a quick little video, and it's going to be kind of revamping an old color and changing it up a little bit. It's been a long time since I've made this color, and I want to change not so much the color recipe, but the way that I put the flake in it, change the flake up a little bit, and see if I like it enough to put it on this wall. There's a particular gap that I'm trying to fill, and the color that I want to make is going to have to be a little different than another color that I have, just to make it make sense. And I think this old color might work, but we're just going to have to make a batch and then see if we like it. So I got some plastic hot over here, so let's jump over here under the light and see about building the color. So for those of you who've been around the channel for a long time, I used to make a color and it was called Chartreuse Lemongrass. And why I named it that, I don't really know. We're going to change the name up when we do this, but it is just something we're going to start make it and see if we like it. So this is a fluorescent green from Baked Plastics. We're going to use 4 drops in a 2-cup amount. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mix that in, see what that looks like. Okay, that's not very much, but we'll see. We'll just follow the recipe and then we'll change it if we need it. It calls for 1 drop of Baked Plastics watermelon. So we'll do 1 drop of that, and then we'll see. We may have to add 2. I don't know. I don't want to get too carried away with it. The recipe's probably going to call for 2, but I just got to make sure that this is going to lighten like I want it to. So we're going to move on to the chartreuse, and then we'll come back and add that if we need to. So I'm actually using Baked Plastic chartreuse. Normally I use MF chartreuse, but you know, this is just what this recipe calls for, so that's why I'm going to use it. This is 80 here, which is going to get us pretty close. Let's see. Yeah, we're going to stop right there, and then we'll add the flake, and we'll decide if we need some more. All right, as far as flake goes, we're going to be using this smaller 0.015 Royal Blue from Baked Plastics. We're going to sprinkle some of that in here on the top. Give it a little bit of a stir. 1/4 teaspoon of this bigger 1/24 style blue flake here. We'll give that a stir. Make sure we don't have no clumps in this. That's looking pretty good, still pretty clear. I'm going to go ahead and add about 20 more drops of this, which will take us up to 100, which is a lot, but this stuff is not as powerful as the MF. For future batches, I might ease up a little bit on that smaller flake, but we'll just have to see how this turns out when we shoot it. But I think it's going to look pretty good if it gives me that effect that I want. As for molds we're going to be using today, we're going to be using the 4-inch Flappin Drax, the 4.6-inch Neko Crawler, and the 2.75-inch Ned Crawler. So mostly crawl and worm style, but that is going to be just fine. That's kind of where I want to start, and then we'll see how these turn out. But we have them all clamped up here. I think I got them clamped good enough that they should hold on, but we'll just have to see. Get this mixed up and get this thing underway. I'm going to start with the Flappin Drax, I think. These molds are really cold, so hopefully that doesn't cause us an issue. We're finally getting into that cooler weather outside. Stuff's starting to change. It's better now if the shop's insulated, but it's still a little different. Okay, now let's move on and do the Neko, and make sure we keep an eye on that other one so we can top it off. With it being so cold, it may not need it though. Okay, Neko is injected. And it looks like we might have to top that one off, so we'll just go ahead and do it. And the Neko will probably have to be topped off. There's that. Now, change injectors for the 3rd time and move on over to the 2.75-inch Ned Crawler. And if you're wondering why I don't just use a bigger injector, I don't really know. I just don't have one. I've never bought one, so it probably wouldn't be a bad thing to have though. But I don't mind switching. Okay, Top that off, top the Neko off, and we'll just watch and see what happens. It looks like we have enough left. We might be able to shoot something else. We'll check that out too. We might as well shoot the Slouch since we have some plastic left over. It'll give us kind of an idea in a different profile because like we've only done crawls and worms up to this point pretty much. If you can consider the Ned rig a worm, which it pretty much is. Okay, we'll just move across these pretty quick. Okay, let's start with the old Flappin Drax. Get the big one out of the way. Crack this thing open and check it out. Hopefully it looks decent. Okay, those look pretty good. Let's get some light on the subject here. Not too bad. I actually like that. See if I can get these straightened out, make it look a little better for you guys. There we go. The blue flake is pretty good. I actually used to put some different blue flake in it, and then I had purple flake in it, and it was more of a crappie color, but I think that's going to be kind of a brighter green that we've been needing. And yeah, that is the first profile. Let's check it out in the Neko. Nice. There we go. That is just something different. We needed something different, and this is the kind of green I was going for, but I didn't want to get it too close to the kiwi because there's not really a point in having two exact colors just with different flake, in my opinion. So that's kind of why I wanted to do something different, and I think this achieves that. 2.75 inch Ned Crawler. Let's see about popping this one open. There we go. Yeah, I like that enough to keep that around. I don't know what I'm going to name this color though. It's going to be tough for me. I'm going to have to really think on this one. I don't know. That's going to be hard to come up with a name for. I'll have to really do some thinking on that. But yeah, not too bad. Guess we'll check it out in the old Slouch. Time to demold the Slouch. Excuse my messy pouring skills here on the top. As soon as I can get this thing open, it won't look as bad. Come off of there. There we go. Yeah, I can see that sticking around. Just got to come up with a good name for it. Yeah, there we go. Not too bad. Okay guys, check this out. This is that new green, and I still ain't came up with a name for it yet, but I will by the time these hit the store. And they look pretty freaking sweet. It's a lot different than the green I had before. It's a lot different than the kiwi, and honestly it's even different than what I was kind of going for, but I actually like this better than what I had previously, so this is what I'm going to stick with. But it looks pretty dang sweet. I love it. I will give you the recipe in the description as well, so that way if you want to make this for yourself, you absolutely can. And see if you want to use it. You're welcome to sell it. Whatever you want to do with it, it is yours just as much as it is mine. So there you have it. That is us testing a new color, and I was pretty satisfied with it. So it's going to end up there on the rack somewhere. And if you guys want to purchase any of those baits, there will be a link in the description below, and you can head on down there and see what's available. I'm going to be adding to it as we go. I don't have all the profiles in that color. I got to do some remelts and make some more, and you know how all that goes. But if you like the video, like and subscribe. It does help the channel out tremendously. And if you want to pick up any of the molds we use today, there'll be a link in the description below as well to Epic Bait Molds. Head on down there, pick you up some awesome molds if it's something that interests you. And until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video.